Campaigns only take place during the festive seasons and public holidays here in South Africa. I'm sure you've noticed that. Well, the Road Traffic Management Corporation has taken a new approach by embarking on a national road safety tour throughout the year, which I think is long overdue and vital. Well, let's talk a little bit more about this. And joining us in studio is Refilwe Mongale, who is the Chief Strategy Officer at the RTMC. Good to have you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Leah.
Yeah. All right. Now, we look at this, these campaigns, and it's rightly saying that, you know, we see it during the festive seasons, whether it be the Easter time, Christmas time, and then there's a massive movement to try and educate people. But this move to make it throughout the year, what necessitated it? Is the high accident rate?
Leanne, on average, about 40 people die daily on our roads. And when you look at the statistics, it's not necessarily true that the majority of people would die during the festive season.
Yeah.
They die throughout the year. So it's a daily occurrence. And therefore, this necessitated that we look at road safety as an everyday lifestyle issue. So we are talking about the 365-day road safety plan. Every single day, we must be embarking on road safety programs. So what we are doing now is actually even intensifying further on that, to say that we need collaborations with the private sector, with business, to ensure that we can massify our programs. And where there are people gathered, it's actually an opportunity for advocacy. So we go into events and we advocate on road safety issues.
Yeah. I mean, running it through the year, do you think it's going to have any effect whatsoever? If we look during the holiday seasons when you go out in such full force, it doesn't make any difference then?
It will. What we need to do is to ensure that we continue to communicate the message, but the messaging has got to be relevant. We have had to change even the way we communicate with people. Hence, we are embarking on this new approach to say that when we are talking to a particular market segment, we need to talk in the most appropriate manner to them. We need to talk in a language that they understand. Hence, you will find us talking in 11 languages. When we talk to the youth, we bring programs and products that are relevant to the youth that they can resonate with.
Yeah.
Generic messaging is good, but if you have targeted messaging, it's even better.
Okay, let's really look at how it's actually going to work. I mean, during these campaigns, I must say there is a massive visual presence, which is good, which is exceptionally good. So throughout the year, what are we going to see? Is it very much so what we see during these festive season campaigns? Is that now going to be on the roads all the time, non-stop?
In the past, we have been seen mainly at filling stations,
Yeah.
doing activations during peak periods. What we are doing now is that you will see us on television when you are watching football. You will then see us when you go to a big festival where we do interactive discussions with the people. The people are now giving us feedback on this is where you are going wrong as the authorities.
Yeah.
This is what you need to improve on. So it's taking shape in many different forms, and it's multi-platforms that we are using. If you are at the taxi ranks, you also see us. So what we are saying is that the message should be continuous. For instance, if you are in a church, you should be hearing about road safety as well.
Okay.
So it mustn't stop at any given point because we are traveling all the time. So the message should be continuous right throughout.
Is that one of the complaints that you've had from motorists? Is that when they ask you to improve on the message, is that the one that really comes out on top? Is that it shouldn't just be on the roads, it has to be everywhere?
What we are picking up from motorists and drivers and road safety and road users in general is that they're actually not empowered. So what we need to do is to ensure that we empower them. So we tell them what they're doing wrong and how they need to improve on it. For instance, with the use of the child restraints in the cars now, when you show them visuals of what actually happens if your child is not strapped, they get shocked and they realize the impact of it. But what's more alarming is that we would say to them, remember when you get into the car, you will automatically buckle up.
Yeah.
But we see kids just sitting in the car, not buckled up.
Yeah.
So we show them that, but we're having a conversation. We are not preaching to the road users. We are saying, let's talk about this thing. Let us see the scientific aspect of it, and let's give you practical solutions on what you can do.
Indeed. Penalties. You know, this is, I suppose, one of the only reasons that people will, use rules or abide by rules as if they know that they're going to be penalized. And a lot of people get away with it, whether it be through paying bribes or just ducking the system in some way, or maybe getting off with a warning. But in terms of penalties, is this going to be zero tolerance throughout the country?
This is what should happen. We should be regulating ourselves as road users. I should be taking responsibility for my life and the life of fellow citizens. But it's a conscious responsibility to want to live and to ensure that you are protecting the lives of others. But when that has failed, that's when the law kicks in and the zero tolerance comes in. And when it does come in, it has got to be effective. For instance, one of the feedback we've received is people get away with this because you can pay a traffic officer a bribe and get away with it in the system. But that's why our programs consider all these things. As the RTMC, for instance, we have an anti-corruption unit, and we are arresting our own traffic officers where instances of corruption are reported to us.
Yeah. Naming and shaming. I remember there used to be an SMS line. I'm not even sure if that that line is still around, where fellow citizens, or in their own way, sort of like civil police officers, and report what they see is not good on the roads.
Absolutely. That still exists. Is the report bad driving, where people can volunteer to be traffic observers, and they will then pick up what they see on the road, communicate that to the RTMC, and we take further action based on that.
Do you have it? What is that number again? Do you know?
It's 0861 400 800.
400 800. And you phone into this line if you see somebody perhaps bribing a police officer, driving dangerously, breaking a rule of any form. You phone this number and you give them the number plate.
And you can do even better. You can register as a voluntary traffic officer.
Okay. So that number again is 0861 400 800. Now, I know you're embarking on a tour. This all started on the 28th of March, and it's going around the country, just this awareness campaign that is going to happen throughout the year. So whereabout are you off to now?
We are off to Gauteng. We will be in this province, and we have an event scheduled for the 6th of June at Mapetla Stadium. It's focused on Maskandi music. It's a partnership with the private sector, and we are going to be doing a build-up to that campaign as well. So in the next few weeks, we will be in the surrounding area talking about the road safety importance.
Yeah, well, let's see if this indeed does work, and hopefully we'll just see a reduction in these deaths on our roads. 40 people dying on our roads every single day. Absolutely unacceptable, and everything has to be done to try and avoid this. Thank you for talking to us. Here on the program, Refilwe Mongale, who is the Chief Strategy Officer for the RTMC. Talking about Maskandi music, we've actually got some music after the break that we're going to be playing for you in a short while. Don't think we've forgotten about the e-toll interview. We are just waiting for our guest, Thabo Mosebe, from the Premier's office to arrive here. It seems that he's been delayed, and we'll probably only get that interview to you after 7 o'clock, which is no problem, because as long as we get it to you, that's what counts. Stay tuned to Morning Live. We'll be back after this.